From Learfield on the Mustangs Sports Network, this is Tempo Talk with Chad Morris. Brought to you by BMW. Test drive one at your local Dallas-Fort Worth BMW centers and take advantage of exclusive offers. Credit Union of Texas. Be a part of something unexpected. CUTX.org. Experience more. The Lyle School of Engineering, offering master's programs through on-campus and distance education options. Visit lyle.smu.edu. Ozona Grill and Bar on Greenville Avenue. Find your comfort zone. Also by Ruthie's Rolling Cafe, voted the best grilled cheese in Texas. Live from Ozona Grill and Bar on Greenville Avenue, here is your host, Rich Phillips.
Good evening and welcome once again to Tempo Talk with Chad Morris, the head coach of the SMU Mustangs. Back from a week off and back here tonight at Ozona Grill and Bar. And thanks to everyone who came out tonight as the Mustangs get ready to get back to action this Saturday afternoon, playing at Cincinnati. It'll be a 3 o'clock kickoff time between SMU and Cincinnati. Welcome back, Coach. How are you?
I'm great. Glad to be back.
Rested and refreshed, I hope?
We are. Yeah, absolutely.
How did the bye week treat you, treat the team?
Well, you know what? It's an opportunity for all of our guys to refresh ourselves, to reflect. We spent a lot of time doing a lot of self-scout. So, you know, and for the most part, we've been healthy all year long. So we had a few guys have a chance to get a little bit more healthy, but it's been good. It was great. We worked out all week. Of course, there's no such thing as an off week in our program. It's an SMU Get Better week. And so, you know, there's not too many times through the course of the season you get a chance to work on yourself and really focus in on just the techniques and emphasize just some of the small things that maybe you're worried about game planning. So we were able to do that, and it really benefited us. Our guys had a chance to recharge themselves and get themselves ready to go for this stretch run. Is
it a week that you, I don't know if you back down reps or back down contact for sure, just to kind of get the guys, really their bodies, that true week off?
Yeah, you know what we did? We took all the guys and the number of snaps that they've had. We call them our high mileage guys. So the guys, the Justin Lawlers, the Cortland Suttons, the Trey Quinns, Jordan Whites, and those guys have gotten a lot of reps this year. And so we focused a lot on trying to get and develop depth of some of our younger guys. Because for us to get to where we want to go, Cortland Sutton can't play 78 snaps in a game. There's just no way. And so we've got to have, we put the emphasis on Alex Honey and Kevin Thomas, and Christian Davis. Those guys have got to elevate their game, and so we put them in some situations last week in practice and really focused on a lot of our young guys.
Is that some of, too, what you and I talked about this before the season and how you tried to adjust things in your fall camp a little bit? Is this kind of some of what you guys studied from what you've done in the past and knew you needed to help your guys out here?
Yeah, it is. Our guys, obviously, you know, we're getting plenty of reps in games and have worked really hard during off season and worked hard during fall camp, and so you really just try to you manage them, you take care of them as much as you can. They still got to get their reps in practice, and so we focused on our high mileage guys getting all the individual work, working on their technique and their craft, and then once we went any team good on good last week, it was more about the younger guys.
I know you've told us before you don't sit around and watch a ton of football. Did you watch a little bit more when it was an off week though?
You talking about Saturday?
Yeah, or Sunday.
No.
Nope.
Not much.
Not much?
Not much. I watched a little bit, but not much.
You checked out at the upcoming opponent, I presume?
Oh, no. We do that. No, that's a given there. But I'm talking about just sitting around the house and turning football on and watching it all day long. And I did not do that.
You didn't check out the Houston Texans yesterday and one of your old guys?
I did do that. We watched a little bit of Deshaun and watched those guys. So, you know, but we do that while we were up there game planning and working on Cincinnati. So, but, you know, and again, we want all our coaches to get away from it. You know, when you live the world that we live, it's football 24/7 and it's constant. And so there's a time that you just have to disengage. You got to. I know several of their families took their kiddos and their wives, and they all went to the fair and just got away. That's what you have to have. And so we were all out on the road recruiting on Friday. Saturday we were and we were in the helicopter Friday night, so everybody was on the road there. Saturday was strictly about just getting away from it and recharging with your family, and we reported yesterday back to work. So we're ready to go, fresh and ready.
when you see a guy like Deshaun Watson, who was one of your guys at Clemson, who's had such tremendous success like that so quickly too, and hopefully we're going to be seeing that soon from guys that are on your current team too. What kind of a sense of pride do you get from that, seeing those guys excel at the next level?
Well, there's so many of them out there that are playing right now and playing really well at the next level. And Deshaun in particular is such a great young man. First of all, he's an incredible person. I know we've talked about him before. A far better person than he is a football player. And that's what you really like. You're fans of guys like that really, truly are in it for the right reason. And, this is a guy that from where he started in his life and where he is now, and just his genuineness for everybody else. We could talk all day in a whole segment on Deshaun Watson, but that's what you hope that your son grows up to be like, and your players emulate, and he's a great role model, I can tell you that. And
you mentioned the Tempo Copter was up on Friday. I know it was over in my neighborhood. I saw it over at the stadium at Birdville High School. How many games did you take in on Friday night?
We hit 5 games Friday night, and that was a great night. We were able to bounce around all of our DFW area and catch some really young, talented guys that we're excited about. We got several committed guys. I know Coach Smith and Coach Hunt have done a great job putting this whole plan together for us. And so for us to be able to bounce around and do all that and Brooks, our social media, we were definitely in the air, and we were making noise Friday night, and that's what you got to have, and that's the way we build this program, is through recruiting.
How difficult is it now here in the next couple of weeks? You got a road game, you got a Friday night game the week after that. Does that cut into what you can do and your staff can do visiting games?
It is, yeah, it without a doubt. And so because you're on the road, and last week or 2 weeks ago we were at Houston, we took in 4 games. We covered 400 miles in that helicopter, and that makes for a long night on a Friday night, but it's definitely well worth it to getting our brand out there. So, yeah, we'll be on the road this week, and then next Friday it will be a Friday night home game, so there will be very little recruiting as far as coaches out on the road. But we're always 24/7. We're constantly recruiting. There's no such thing as not recruiting. You're recruiting. We got guys recruiting right now in that office over there. So I'm recruiting right now on the radio.
Sure, no doubt about that. This is Tempo Talk with SMU head coach Chad Morris. The Mustangs are at Cincinnati Saturday afternoon at 3:00. That next home game is a week from Friday. Friday night, October 27th, against Tulsa, 8:00 at Ford Stadium. Get here for GameDay.com for your tickets for that. Every week we're out here at Ozona Grill and Bar on Monday nights from 7 to 8. Heading into game week, you can ask the coach some questions as well by submitting them at SMUMustangs.com. Hit the Ask the Coach button. Submit questions on Twitter with a hashtag of Tempo Talk, or you can join us live each week here at Ozona and submit your questions from the audience. Well, the Mustangs did play a week and a half ago. Seems like forever ago. We'll look back at the Mustangs' trip down to Houston coming up next here on Tempo Talk with Chad Morris.
A little sibling rivalry is expected in any family, and that's especially true of the BMW 3 Series. The sedan, sports wagon, and Gran Turismo may have their differences, but they have more in common than you think. Like a sporty chassis, and a 0 to 60 as quick as 4.6 seconds. So don't worry about playing favorites. When it comes to the 3 Series, sport runs in the family. BMW, the ultimate driving machine. 0 to 60 claim based on the 340i xDrive model.
Test drive at one of your local Dallas-Fort Worth BMW centers and take advantage of exclusive offers. With over 7,000 athletes in the greater Dallas area, Special Olympics Texas is dedicated to providing programming for children and adults with intellectual disabilities. By offering year-round training and athletic competition in a variety of Olympic-style sports, the athletes get a chance to develop physical fitness, build friendships, and experience the thrill of friendly competition. SMU Athletics is a proud collegiate partner of Special Olympics Texas. For more information about registering an athlete or signing up to coach or volunteer, visit SOTX.org or call 800-876-5646.
It's finally time for some Mustangs football, y'all. And Ozona Grill and Bar on Greenville Avenue has the perfect spot in the best patio in town. So head over to Ozona and yell at the TVs while enjoying some great West Texas favorites and drinking some ice-cold drinks. And don't forget about happy hour from 4 to 7 Sunday through Friday with $1 off all bar drinks and complimentary chips and salsa. Ozona Grill and Bar on Greenville Avenue. Look them up on OzonaGrill.com. Go SMU!
If you experience hip or knee pain, I know what you're thinking. Whew. And basically, you have 2 choices. You can wait until the gets so bad you can't stand it, or you can take the first step to living without right now. at yourjointhealth.com. An online hip and knee assessment from the health system more people choose for joint health in North Texas. Texas Health. Visit yourjointhealth.com today.
When it comes to your signage needs, trust the experts at Fast Signs North Central. With more than 50 years of knowledge, Fast Signs North Central will help provide you with a true turnkey experience. From branding and design work to complete production and installation, let Fast Signs North Central make your vision a reality by calling 214-890-4444 or find them online at fastsigns.com/11. Fast Signs North Central. More than fast, more than signs. Ruthie's Rolling Cafe, serving up the best grilled cheese in Texas. For 4 years in a row, Ruthie's has been voted the best food truck of SMU and Park Cities. Ruthie's is a crowd favorite among the ponies. You can find the food trucks rolling on SMU campus, SMU home games, and you can find them regularly at Clyde Warren Park. To book Ruthie's for a private party, visit their site at ruthiesfoodtrucks.com. Because after all, there ain't no party like a grilled cheese party. So, seize the cheese.
Welcome back to Tempo Talk. Rich Phillips with SMU head coach Chad Morris every Monday night from 7 to 8 here at Ozona Grill and Bar and on 770 KAAM. Brought to you in part by Nebraska Furniture Mart. Do game day right this football season with LG's game-changing home appliances. Visit your local Nebraska Furniture Mart for legendary selection and savings. An off week last week for the SMU Mustangs. Last time we saw them was the previous Saturday night at Houston. And a 35-22 loss for the Mustangs to the Cougars. Coach, we've been sitting here chatting about it. We talked about it, of course, last week after the game, too. Disappointing to go on the road and have that result, obviously, Saturday night.
You know, it really is. And really, after watching the film, it's even more disappointing because I really felt like that even coming off of the game and going back and reviewing our film, I felt like that we were the better team. But we didn't play well, and we talk to our guys all the time that you get what you deserve in life, and we didn't deserve to win. We had too many errors that happened that went against us. We could never get the momentum back. We had entirely too many penalties that extended their drives and eliminated our drives, and so those things have got to cease. We had too many pass interference calls. We had some holding calls. And really, a couple of key moments right there. We got the ball 3rd and inches, and we've got a call that we line up and run a quick quarterback sneak, and we don't let our tight end get set. Our tight end had no urgency about himself, and we get a false start right there on 3rd and inches, wind up punting the ball. And then we got 3rd down, we get pass interference, we can't get off the field on both sides, which leads to touchdowns. And I really felt like coming into that game. That we had to be efficient on 3rd down, both offensively, and we had to get off the field on the defense side of the ball. And I believe there were 6 of 7 in the first half on 3rd downs, and that's hard to do that, especially to be able to play at the fast pace that you want to play at, because your defense is on the field the entire time. A big thing that really after reflecting back on it all and saying what it is, I never felt like the momentum. Once we got the momentum on our side, it never stayed for an extended period of time. Whether that be when we would create an interception, for the first time this year, we hadn't created points off of defense creating turnovers, and so that's something that we haven't done this year. We would get within one score right there, 20. I think it was 22-19, and have a chance and we kick off, and it's not as good a kick as what we've had. It goes to about the 3. They get a good return on it. We have a MA. I have a mental assignment on a return on a coverage unit, and then 2 plays later they go score. And so again, the momentum never could stay on our side. We left points on the field. We missed a PAT. We missed a field goal right before half. We got a great punt right before half. And Jamie does an unbelievable job, pins them. And they go 97 yards in about 3 minutes, and then we get the ball right back and drive down, and we miss a field goal that would have at least given us momentum going into halftime. And again, couldn't get into rhythm. It's hard to do. Entirely too many missed tackles. I was very disappointed in that. Very disappointed in the way we've played at the linebacker position, and our back end, our secondary has got to improve. And so, hey, that's we got the ball inside the red zone 3 times in the final 7 minutes. With all that said, with everything being said, I just talked about, we still had the ball inside the 25-yard line 3 times in the final 7 minutes of the game and couldn't come away with points. It's hard to win on the road, period. And when you make mistakes like that, it's really difficult to win.
Yeah, that is something that hasn't been characteristic of the team. If I remember right, in the first 5 games, I believe the only red zone possession in which you did not score was taking a knee at the end of the Connecticut game. Meanwhile, the other night you had in the red zone 4 out of 6, and 2 of those 4 scores were field goals. What were you guys missing on in the red zone?
Yeah,
on
I thought there at the end of the game we forced some balls into some double coverage, and when we had our check downs and watching the film, it obviously verified that. And again, we would get in there, we would get a penalty. I think we had 1st and goal. Then we get a pass interference called on Cortland, and was very disappointed in the call, especially a guy as big as he is. And we've talked about this to our officiating crew early in the year with these guys. And look, when you're targeting a guy that's 6'4.5", 220 pounds, he can't get penalized for being that big. And I felt like that there were some calls that did not go our way. One of them would have put us 1st and goal right before half, and we get a pass interference and backs us up. And so, again, you have to execute, you have to play well, and we forced some footballs that shouldn't have been.
I don't know what you can say about the targeting that wasn't called, but I just my thing about it was flag has to go down and they can review and take it away in that situation, because I thought that's what we're trying to take out of the game.
Well, my explanation that I got from the officials at that time was that, look, they conferred with each other and waved it off. After talking to the head official after the next week, I called and we talked to our conference lead official after sending that play in, and that was exactly what I said. Look, if it's a targeting call, obviously something was called. He throws the flag. Mm-hmm. Great. That's what review is for. It's for the player's safety. Why not take that to review, then come back to me and say, Coach, the guy was going for the interception. It's not targeting. I'm totally good with that.
Right.
But to ask and confer with another official that saw it in a bang-bang moment and then make a decision to wave the flag off, I did not agree with that. And so doesn't change things, but that's exactly what the rule is there for, and so we'll see how it goes from moving forward.
Right after that, Ben Hicks threw the first of his 2 interceptions on the night, and I believe the next possession was his 2nd interception. That's certainly the negative side, but 397 yards, career high for him. At 58 pass attempts, I'm pretty sure I was right in saying this on the air during the game. That's not what you want to see out of your quarterback.
Entirely not, no.
And not just out of this quarterback, out of any quarterback in your system, right?
Any quarterback in our offense throwing the ball that many times is entirely too much. You would like to be right as close to balance as we could be, 45 runs, 40 passes. Somewhere in there is a great mix-up. But to have to throw the ball. Now, the game and the score, it changed the way you call plays, especially late in the game. And so that added some to it. But no, we don't want to be that. That's not who we are. We're a very balanced, run-oriented, play-action, pass football team.
Is there something that you saw from that game that you try to do differently this week to get back to that balance?
No, I just think you focus on yourself, and you go in, you look at the mistakes that were made. We've played really well up to that point. We did not play well from an overall. Now some units played well. I will say that. I thought our offensive line unit played well. I thought our wide receiver units played extremely well, and Ben played well up to that moment. Mm-hmm. And so again, those are some areas that we got to continue to focus on and build on. Our D-line unit has been playing well. There was too many creases. Their run game, which they've been ineffective in running the football, then they come in and have a breakout night against us defensively and running the ball. Those things got to change. It was one of those nights. Our season's not going to be defined on that one game. We have to take those corrections. We've got to get better, and we've got to move forward. And it's a one-game season this week against Cincinnati, and we've got to learn from those mistakes and build from it.
What's your level of concern that the guys have lost both road games?
None at all, because it's a new season. And these guys understand that we are a good football team. And without a doubt, we control our own destiny. You can look at our side of the conference right now, and hey, we're in control of our own destiny, and that's all you can ask.
Look to go 1-0 this week in the Cincinnati season, right?
That's it. That's right.
And it is 3 o'clock this Saturday afternoon. It is on ESPNU as well as on 1310 and 96.7 FM. The Ticket beginning at 2:30 with our pregame show on Saturday afternoon. Coming up next, we're going to see what we've learned about this team through the first half of the season, that bye coming right smack dab 6 games into the season. See what we've learned about the Mustangs from the coach. Coming up next here on Tempo Talk with Chad Morris.
It's finally time for some Mustangs football, y'all. And Ozona Grill and Bar on Greenville Avenue has the perfect spot in the best patio in town. So head over to Ozona and yell at the TVs while enjoying some great West Texas favorites and drinking some ice-cold drinks. And don't forget about happy hour from 4 to 7 Sunday through Friday with $1 off all bar drinks and complimentary chips and salsa. Ozona Grill and Bar on Greenville Avenue. Look them up on ozonagrill.com. Go SMU!
Hey, Mustang fans! Football season is just around the corner, and that means it's time to start planning your boulevard. And we want to help make it easy and hassle-free. Beginning this season, our team at Block Party will be offering full turnkey service with premium reserve space, top-quality tents, lounge furniture, and bellhop services to Mustang fans who are looking for a better game day experience. All you need to do is show up, and we'll handle the rest. For more information and to book a hassle-free boulevard, please visit our website at blockpartypresents.com.
Business is a game, and if you want to win, you have to be faster, smarter, and more focused than the competition. Which is why SMU Cox offers the Fast Track 1-year MBA, designed to launch your career in just 12 months. Learn from world-class faculty, study with driven peers, and connect to a global alumni network spanning 80 countries. The Fast Track 1-year MBA, a major career highlight, only from SMU Cox. More online at coxgrad.com.
If you're experiencing enlarged monthly auto payments, Credit Union of Texas may have the cure for you. Let one of our loan experts do a free rate checkup on your current loan to see where we might be able to save you money. With rates as low as 1.69% APR, we think we'll have you feeling some relief in no time. Visit cutx.org today to find out more.
Warning, refinancing your auto loan at Credit Union of Texas may cause an increased feeling of excitement due to lower auto payments. If the joy you feel saving money lasts more than 2 hours, please tell a friend so they can experience the CUTX difference. APR equals annual percentage rate and is subject to credit approval. Membership required, federally insured by NCUA.
ESPN's Neil Everett here. This college football season, Nissan's putting you in the driver's seat. Go to NissanHeismanHouse.com. Build a customized Titan wrapped in your school's colors. Then register for a chance to win it. Or you can win a trip to the Heisman Trophy ceremony. Enter the Nissan Heisman House Sweepstakes. Take on today. Nissan, proud supporter of college athletics.
No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited. Ends 12/8/17. Open to residents of USDC 18 and older. Official rules at nissanusa.com/Heisman House Sweepstakes. Sponsored by Nissan North America.
Every Saturday, football fans flock to stadiums around the country to cheer on their teams. Chances are, the next person your business needs to hire is in the stands somewhere. But how do you find them? Here's the smartest way. Go to ZipRecruiter. One click posts your job to over 100 job boards, and ZipRecruiter identifies relevant candidates fast. 80% of employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within 24 hours. Choose the smartest way to hire. ZipRecruiter, leading job site of college sports fans everywhere. For your free trial, go to ZipRecruiter.com/football.
Back here on Tempo Talk with SMU head coach Chad Morris. I'm Rich Phillips. We're at Ozona Grill and Bar every Monday night from 7 to 8 of game week, getting you ready for the SMU Mustangs. They play at Cincinnati the Saturday afternoon at 3. Want to remind you, the Mustang Band is the hub of SMU Spirit. Now you can show your support by joining the Diamond M Club. Memberships are open to all Mustang fans, and we encourage you to join by visiting DiamondMClub.com. That's DiamondMClub.com, and help support the all-volunteer Mustang Band. You'll see them again a week from Friday night when the Mustangs are back home on Friday, October 27th, taking on Tulsa at 8 o'clock at Gerald J. Ford Stadium. SMU went into the bye week last week 4-2 through the first half of the season, 1-1 in league play, coming off that loss to Houston that we just talked about a moment ago. Coach, tell me, what's the best thing and the worst thing you've learned about your team through 6 games this year?
Well, I think when you break it down in a couple of different areas right here, first of all, the alignment of our culture, of our program has never been stronger. Our guys believe in what we're doing. They believe in each other, and they hold each other accountable. So the culture of our program has never been stronger, and that will withstand many storms that come. So I'm very proud of that. I think you got one of the best offensive units in all of college football. I know they're one of the top 10, top 15 units. You got a wide receiver core that's as good as anybody around. When you start looking at Cortland Sutton and Trey Quinn and James Prochet and Myron, and I mean, the list goes on and on with these guys. So we got depth there. We've got to get more out of some guys, some key guys. Alex Honey is really need to come on. Kevin Thomas really needs to come on for us to be able to be as fresh and to get the maximum production out of that group over the next 6 weeks. I think our offensive line is as solid as it's been since I've been here. I'm very proud of those guys and led by Evan Brown, and he's doing a tremendous job. Our running backs, we got depth at running back. While I think Braden West, you're going to see him more on the return units in our special teams, which is a big plus for us. Obviously, Xavier Jones, Kamen Freeman, these guys put a well-rounded group together. Tight ends are really starting to play much better. I was very disappointed early in the year, but watching the overall production of these guys since the last 2 weeks has been a bright spot. Defensively, I think you got a defensive line that's very active. You got a lot of depth, which we knew started the season. They're very disruptive. They're one of the top leaders in the country in sacks still. But overall, though, outside of Jordan White in our secondary, which I think is playing as well as anybody in the country, we've been very inconsistent at linebacker, very inconsistent at safety. Mikael Onu has played well, very well at times. Rodney's played well at times, just hasn't had the consistency that we've got to have out of those units. And then we've got Christian Davis has got to become more confident player, and he has. He had a great week last week, and as far as his preparation through our Get Better week. But we got to have a lot more production out of those units from a defensive standpoint to get to where we need to go. So overall, defensively, outside of our D-line and Jordan's got to become more of a vocal leader for us. I really challenged him yesterday in that regard this past week. We got to have some more production and more consistency out of that side of the ball. I thought special teams, after looking at it through the first 6 weeks, much improved. This is a much improved special teams unit in our coverage units. But we got to be more consistent. We're leaving too many points on the field, and that's a concern. But again, we've got great confidence in Josh and what he's doing. We've got to do a better job of protecting for him in some areas, but we got to be more consistent in that regard. I think we're punting the ball really effective right now. And so, again, I want to see those guys continue to improve. But I think overall, as a team, where we're at right now with our program, this is a football program that bottom line is learning how to win and learning how to win consistently. And I guess if you could say one thing, if you're summing up going down there and knowing that I felt like we were a better football team, and I would think a lot of people would, even though the score didn't indicate, I think what you saw was a team that was playing at home that had won a lot of games over the last 4 or 5 years against a team that was trying to figure out how to win and win consistently and be able to make the plays in the right times to get over the hump. And so that's what we're dealing with as we're growing this program and just being straight and honest with you. I think these guys are as hungry and as excited to get back on the field as I've seen them, and watching them last night at practice. I know these guys are ready to get this taste out of their mouth and ready to move on. Again, you control your own destiny. You're halfway through the season. That's all you can ask for right now.
I believe in the last 2 games, Trey Quinn has caught 32 passes, if I remember correctly. That's an incredible number. Heck, that's a pretty good number for a season for some guys to have 32 by the end of the year. And he's done that half the year, or in 2 games he did 2. Do you think Ben Hicks expected him to be such a weapon for you out there on the edge? And a lot of it is short yardage situations, but it keeps moving the chains.
Well, we all knew that Trey is a phenomenal player. We knew that coming out of high school when we were recruiting him. But the production that this young man has produced, again, he makes everybody better. And you guys got to be around him. He makes everybody better. He makes Cortland better. He makes the whole wide receiver group better. I mean, he's the first one texting on after the game on a Saturday night to Coach Stepp going, what do we need to do as a wide receiver group to make the defense and some areas in the defense better, or what do we need to do to make other areas of our team to flourish? And so he's a great, fierce competitor. We're only one of 9 schools in the country with 2 wide receivers on the Blitnikoff watch list right now. So that says a lot about where we are as a program. So again, I can't wait to get these guys back out there tomorrow at practice and get back out on the field this Saturday. This is a hungry group of guys that are ready to go.
You mentioned the offensive line then and the improvement from that group. 10 sacks allowed through 6 games this season. Is that the collective group that from last year to this, and especially this point of the season, has shown the most improvement for you?
It has. It really has. Obviously we knew what Chad Pursley was going to bring to the table a year ago. Obviously his injury, his consistent play. Nick Natur is playing as well as anybody I got right now. I'm extremely proud of Nick at the left guard position. He's a very much a veteran guy. Obviously, we know what Evan Brown is bringing. Will Hopkins has been a huge addition at right guard for us. He's found his home, and Bryce Wilds is really coming on. Jacob Tador has been injured, will be out again this week, and so we hope to get him back next week. But Bryce is getting much better and continues to improve.
Question about Will Hopkins over there at right guard. 6'7", you don't see that at guard very often. Does that pose any different challenges for a quarterback?
Well, there's times that he'll play high, but when you're 6'7", I mean, it's easy to stand up and be a big guy there. But he's played well and doing a really good job of picking up our pass protections and moving his feet. I know Coach Fries are really excited about that group, and in particular Will.
What do you need to see change most about your team here in the last 6 weeks to get where you want to go?
Well, I just think, and like we talked about, I think we got to have more consistency on the defensive side of the ball in some areas, especially on the back end. Again, that's an area that you are what you are. 6 games in, everything's out on film. People are going to look and try to exploit our weakness just like we do everybody else's. And so we just got to be more consistent. We got to tackle better in space. That's something we haven't done a very good job of. We're going to make some personnel changes and do some things and try to light a fire underneath some guys and see how things go.
You going to tell us any of those personnel changes?
No, I'm really not.
You going to tell me Saturday at least?
Probably not.
Oh, come on. You can tell me before kickoff. I'll keep it a secret till kickoff. I've been good about that. A few of your guys on your staff can tell you about that. I keep a secret at least until kickoff. Kickoff is 3 o'clock Saturday afternoon. SMU playing at Cincinnati. And, again, it is on ESPNU, and it's over on 1310 and 96.7 FM. The Ticket radio-wise with myself and with Scott Garner. Coming up next, we will have the Ask the Coach segment on Tempo Talk with Chad Morris.
Texas Institute for Surgery is a state-of-the-art physician-partnered acute care hospital that specializes in treating sports medicine, orthopedics, joint replacement, spine, and pain management, among many other clinical services. Texas Institute for Surgery has earned the reputation of providing the best in surgical care. Texas Institute for Surgery, the first choice for care by physicians and patients. Go to TexasInstituteForSurgery.com for more information. Texas Institute for Surgery is a physician-owned hospital.
Tired of searching online for custom catering companies? Looking for someone who can craft a special menu for your event? Look no further. The Festive Kitchen has it all. From on-site lunches and drop-off catering to daily handcrafted food for your employees. Let the experts at the Festive Kitchen design a game plan for all of your catering needs. The Festive Kitchen also offers daily food shop specials, weekly entrees, and seasonal food shop menus. Find us at thefestivekitchen.com. That's thefestivekitchen.com.
Looking for a new place to bank? At Credit Union of Texas, we're resetting the standard in the financial industry.
I look forward to going to Credit Union of Texas because I know it will be a happy and relaxing experience.
Credit Union of Texas is a valuable part of my financial life. Moving to Florida this month had me reviewing whether to keep my accounts here in Texas or move them to Florida. Because of the great technology options, I'm able to continue my relationship with CUTX without moving my accounts and starting over.
Visit CUTX.org for more. Federally insured by NCUA. College football programs know the importance of recruiting. Finding the nation's top talent is essential to their team's success. The same is true for business. And you can find the best talent for your business with ZipRecruiter. One click posts your job to over 100 job boards, and ZipRecruiter identifies relevant candidates fast. 80% of employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within 24 hours. Choose the smartest way to hire. ZipRecruiter, preferred job site of college sports fans everywhere. For your free trial, go to ZipRecruiter.com/football. Ruthie's Rolling Cafe, serving up the best grilled cheese in Texas. For 4 years in a row, Ruthie's has been voted the best food truck of SMU and Park Cities. Ruthie's is a crowd favorite among the ponies. You can find the food trucks rolling on SMU campus, SMU home games, and you can find them regularly at Clyde Warren Park. To book Ruthie's for a private party, visit their site at ruthiesfoodtrucks.com. Because after all, there ain't no party like a grilled cheese party. So, seize the cheese.
We all know air travel can be draining. Let Wind Transportation make your travel more pleasurable when you're on the ground. Departure or arrival, Wind delivers no-worry service. It's about time. Time to spare when you're departing and being right there to pick you up when you arrive. We monitor all incoming flights and we're prepared should unexpected flight changes occur. For an individual or multi-flight groups, Wind will make the experience great. Your time and your experience is our passion. Visit GoWin.com to book. That's GOWYNNE.com.
Welcome back to Tempo Talk with Chad Morris. I'm Rich Phillips. Every Monday night we're here from 7 to 8 at Ozona Grill and Bar, brought to you in part by ZipRecruiter. Find qualified candidates quickly and easily with ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. ZipRecruiter, the leading job site of Mustang fans everywhere. For a free trial, go to ZipRecruiter.com/SMU. It's time now for our Ask the Coach segment, where some fans can ask some questions. It's brought to you by the Lyle School of Engineering, offering master's programs through on-campus and distance education options with tuition reductions available for military personnel across the globe. Check it out at lyle.smu.edu. We'll start off with a few questions submitted online this week. Vic in Dallas sends in, Coach, what adjustments do you think are best to shore up the defense? Seemed like Houston had a few gifts from poor execution on that side of the ball.
Yeah, we've just got to tackle better in space, and kind of what I talked about in the last segment. And we're going to take some, make some personnel changes and try to assure up a few of those things. A lot of it is we got some guys that are playing entirely too many reps. When you have a player out there that's playing 70 reps, it's really hard. Your production level really drops off after about 40. And so we've got to do a better job of and that's what we spent last week doing, trying to get some of these younger guys more involved. And so you'll see some changes. And from a scheme standpoint, we got to do a better job of getting our run fits sound and making plays when we're there. We were many times the other night, we're there, we just didn't make a play.
Obviously, you're a former offensive coordinator. You're noted for that side of the ball, and you do let your coaches coach for sure. How much do you start to get involved, though, on the defensive side when you see some things like that?
I'm very involved. I'm involved, and just as I share with Coach Malone and those guys, is that, look, these are things that cause offensive problems. So we need to make sure that we're doing those things. If they cause us problems from an offensive standpoint, we need to make sure that we're doing the same thing, because it's going to cause everybody else problems as well. So again, there's some things that we all got to do better. We got to coach better. We got to play better. It's on everybody, and so I promise you, we had a great week last week, and I think adding a little bit more competition and guys coming in and taking some playing time away, that has a tendency to light the fire underneath a lot of people.
Janice sends in a question saying, Coach, thank you so much for taking your time to stop by Raines High School and talk to our kids there. Your words were perfect. She said she put some of your one-liners up on the bulletin board, but she says, I believe I have all of them, but I can't remember the meaning of the S-E in rise. Would you mind sharing that again for us?
Yeah, there you go. Well, it was just so you know, everything gets kind of pushed to that bye week, and so while we're still practicing, a lot of speaking engagements, I get funneled to a week to where there's not much game planning going on. So I did that. I spoke quite a bit last week to different organizations, and I went out to a couple of high schools. One of them was Edgewood, where I went to school, and another was Raines, and had an opportunity to speak. You can't do any recruiting, but you can go out there and do some different types of motivational speaking to staffing and students, and so had an opportunity to do that. It was really great to kind of get out. But the RISE is the R stands for responsibility. That's our motto this year's RISE. So R stands for responsibility. Everybody's got the ability to respond, and it's 100% underneath your control. The I is we use the number 1, and that means there's only one way to fix it. There's one person. There's one way to fix it, and it starts with you. The S stands for selected. Everybody that we have in that locker room is selected. Every coach that's there is selected to be at SMU, and don't ever forget that. And then the E stands for the events in your life, which you have no control over. Absolutely zero control over the events in your life, but you have 100% control over how you respond to those events. And so that's what RISE stands for, and that's the way we do it.
I know A lot of coaches have, and you do too, have different sayings, phrases. Are these things that you sit around at night dreaming up yourself? Do you have motivational books that you read? Do you have sources you get that from?
A little bit of everything, really, to be honest with you. Kind of what did we do really good the year before? What did we do really bad the year before? I sit down, I know Coach Smith and I spend a lot of time together just talking and brainstorming about different things, of how building this program, the culture of our program, where we are. There's a lot of things that could play into this, and you know, the motto each year changes. We have a motto, it'll change every year. We may have a motto every quarter or every half of a season. It changes. But the one thing that'll never change in our program is our MVP process, which is our mission, our vision for our program, and our core principles for our program. That never changes, but the mottos always change, and it changes yearly according to what you have and what you need to work on.
And then a question submitted here at Ozona this evening. Someone noting they didn't see DJ Gillens play against Houston a week and a half ago. Just wondering what his status is. No, he's been dinged up a little bit.
Yeah, you know, we've had a hard time getting him and keeping him healthy. It started off with a turf toe, which can linger for many weeks, and then went from we got him just about healthy, and then he gets a high ankle sprain and was completely out against Houston, and we started him back in last week a little bit in practice. He worked out a little bit last night. We'll see. A high ankle sprain has a tendency to carry for many weeks, and so we don't know. It'll be a game time decision this week.
That's what I was about to say. If there's two leg injuries that don't seem on the surface to be bad, but really are, it's the two you just named off, turf toe and high ankle.
It is, and when they're on the same leg, makes it even worse. So, you know, he just seems like he's just had that curse against him right now, and he'll get back. He's a great competitor and is working hard from a treatment standpoint. So hopefully to get him back, hopefully see him this week.
Hopefully we will see him this week against Cincinnati. It is a 3 o'clock kick Saturday afternoon for SMU against the Bearcats. You can see it on ESPNU. Coming up next, we will look at those Bearcats as we will meet the enemy here on Tempo Talk with Chad Morris.
While you're enjoying SMU football, More Disposal and Recycling Services is busy managing your trash. We do the dirty work so you don't have to. More Disposal offers complete waste management, from equipment purchases and installation to service and maintenance, all completed in-house. No job is too big or too small. We also offer Paper Retriever, a free paper recycling program for schools and churches. Call 214-357-HELP and let's talk trash. That's 214-357-HELP. Family owned and operated by SMU alumni, More Disposal supports SMU football. Pony up!
When it comes to your signage needs, trust the experts at Fast Signs North Central. With more than 50 years of knowledge, Fast Signs North Central will help provide you with a true turnkey experience. From branding and design work to complete production and installation, let Fast Signs North Central make your vision a reality by calling 214-890-4444 or find them online at fastsigns.com/11. Fast Signs North Central. More than fast, more than signs. Highland Park, Preston Hollow, and Lakewood Emergency Rooms, the official freestanding ER of SMU, and your neighborhood no-wait ER. With 3 facilities conveniently located near you, we're able to provide the Dallas area with upscale, quality care for all your emergency needs. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Visit HighlandParkER.com for more information. Highland Park, Preston Hollow, and Lakewood Emergency Rooms. Pony up. Are you serving or have served our country? SMU's Lyle School of Engineering offers master's programs and tuition reductions for military personnel across the globe. For veterans and those in the uniformed services of the U.S., our distance education programs provide a way to help engineer our nation's future. It's just one way SMU is saying thank you to those who protect and serve our country. Check it out at lyle.smu.edu.
Maggiano's Little Italy specializes in serving lavish portions of authentic Italian-American cuisine made in their scratch kitchen, offering homemade pastas, signature salads, prime steaks, fresh fish, memorable desserts, and now brunch. Maggiano's Little Italy. It's a great place for good friends to gather to share good times and great food. Not only do they have an incredible brunch, lunch, and dinner, they are the perfect choice for a banquet of any size. Come as you are 7 days a week. At Maggiano's Little Italy, you get more of everything. Maggiano's is located at North Park Mall in Dallas.
When you need executive transportation that's on time every time, go Win. With Win, booking, making changes, and managing your account is easy. Use the Win app or book online at gowin.com. Wynn specializes in corporate transportation to accommodate today's business travelers. Professionally trained and background check chauffeurs, up-to-date vehicles, 24-hour reservation service, vehicle and flight tracking provide the unsurpassed service our loyal clients have come to expect. Your time and your experience is our passion. Visit GoWin.com to book. That's GOWYNNE.com.
It's Tempo Talk with Chad Morris. I'm Rich Phillips, the head coach of the SMU Mustangs, every Monday night from 7 to 8 at Ozona Grill and Bar on Greenville, just across Central Expressway from the SMU campus. It's time now for our Meet the Enemy segment that's presented to you by the Cox School of Business, offering the new Fast Track 1-year MBA designed to launch your career in just 12 months. Visit coxgrad.com for more information. The enemy this week, the Cincinnati Bearcats, on the road for SMU Saturday afternoon at 3. Cincinnati 2-5 on the year. They've yet to win in conference play, and I know this is the first time you've coached against them, but you certainly are familiar with what their head coach will be wanting to do, Luke Fickell.
Yeah, I've coached against Luke. This is his first year. He came from Ohio State, and we coached against each other in the Orange Bowl a few years ago. And so, again, he's in his first season. He's going through a complete rebuild and trying to get his program and the culture established that he wants. But make no mistake now, let's talk about this group. They're 2-5. But their opponent's record now, they have played a really, really tough schedule. The opponent's record that have beaten them have a combined 27-3 record. And they've lost to Michigan, to Navy, to Marshall, to UCF, and to USF. So they have really played a really tough schedule. So for us to catch them at home, the record, you throw the record out the window right now. He's up there and he's preaching to his players that, look, we've just went through the toughest part of our schedule. We've got SMU coming in here. We got an opportunity for our final 5 games here to get back on track. And so we know we're going to get their absolute best. Their guys have been really close. I know when you listen to him, ball game the other night, his press conference, he acknowledges the fact that they're really close. They're closer than some people would give them credit for. But we've studied them, we've watched their film, and they've got some guys that are very they're big, they're long, and aggressive on the defensive side of the ball. They got great size and their strength. 3 of their front 4 guys across the front defensive front are all returning from last year's team. They got a defensive end. It's a sophomore, 6'3", 255, another 6'4", and then a 6'6" guy. So they got a lot of size across the front. The defensive coordinator is Marcus Freeman. He came from Purdue. But Luke is a defensive-minded coach. And so, a lot of what they're doing is what he brought from Ohio State. But, again, this is a football team that's, I think, much better than what the record indicates. I know they've struggled in some areas. They've struggled offensively, trying to be any consistency to them. But again, I know they had a quarterback switch that they made a change last week, and so it'll be interesting. I still think Hayden will be their guy. Hayden Moore, he started the year for them, but again, you're talking about an offensive unit that's averaging 20 and about 320 yards a game. They got 5 returning starters, and so everybody's still trying to search and find their identity. But this is a talented football team that's again, that's coming back home after being on the road, and so we'll see. We're going to have our work cut out for us. We've got to worry about SMU. That's our biggest focus. We worry about SMU. We worry about getting better in the areas that we got to focus on, and everything else will take care of itself. But this is definitely a ball game that we need to go up there and we need to take care of business and play well, and then come back home next week.
The numbers say that they've struggled moving the ball some. Again, you mentioned the record of their opponents so far. What will they be trying to do? What kind of style of offense should we expect to see from them Saturday?
Well, they're a balanced team, and they want to be balanced. Obviously, a defensive-minded coach who wants to be balanced, and he knows what causes offensive problems, and so he's gonna take that to his advantage. But I know he's stressing a balanced attack. They got to get more consistent in their passing game, and those are things that we know that they're going to try to do against us. And so they're 8th in our conference in pass offense and 12th in run offense. And so again, we got to worry about SMU. We got to play better. We got to be more consistent in some areas, as we've talked about earlier in the show.
You've talked a lot about this year, how improved the mindset is of your team. Is it one of these things where all you need to do is tell them that 27-3 mark, and they already know to go ahead and throw out the other numbers from this opponent and be ready for them the right way?
Well, part of our culture is we got to worry about ourselves, control what we can control, and everything we talk about is an alignment. And in order for you to get the D-line group in alignment or the linebacker core in alignment, you got to worry about yourself. And if you want to get the team better, get yourself better. And that's what this whole thing has been about. And it's not about worrying about somebody else, and we can't control that. But what we can control is how we prepare. We can control how we practice, and getting ready for Saturday night. That's the one thing that we're gonna focus on, is worrying about SMU.
Let's get ready for Saturday afternoon, though.
That's right.
3 o'clock Saturday afternoon.
3 o'clock.
SMU plays at Cincinnati. It is on ESPNU. It is on 1310 and 96.7 FM, The Ticket, as well, with our pregame beginning at 2:30 Saturday afternoon. We will get those keys to success and wrap things up coming up next here on Tempo Talk with Chad Morris.
With over 7,000 athletes in the greater Dallas area, Special Olympics Texas is dedicated to providing programming for children and adults with intellectual disabilities. By offering year-round training and athletic competition in a variety of Olympic-style sports, the athletes get a chance to develop physical fitness, build friendships, and experience the thrill of friendly competition. SMU Athletics is a proud collegiate partner of Special Olympics Texas. For more information about registering an athlete or signing up to coach or volunteer, visit SOTX.org or call 800-876-5646.
For over 15 years, Texans have trusted firefighting's finest moving and storage to provide professional service for their residential or commercial moving needs by our teams of off-duty firefighters and professional movers. Whether it's packing, moving, or storage, firefighting's finest professional staff will provide SMU fans with an unparalleled level of customer service. Visit us at firefightermovers.com for more information. Ask about our weekday move special for SMU fans. And remember to use movers you can trust.
Maggiano's Little Italy specializes in serving lavish portions of authentic Italian-American cuisine made in their scratch kitchen, offering homemade pastas, signature salads, prime steaks, fresh fish, memorable desserts, and now brunch. Maggiano's Little Italy. It's a great place for good friends to gather to share good times and great food. Not only do they have an incredible brunch, lunch, and dinner, they are the perfect choice for a banquet of any size. Come as you are 7 days a week. At Maggiano's Little Italy, you get more of everything. Maggiano's is located at North Park Mall in Dallas.
ESPN's Neil Everett here. This college football season, Nissan's putting you in the driver's seat. Go to NissanHeismanHouse.com. Build a customized Titan wrapped in your school's colors. Then register for a chance to win it. Or you can win a trip to the Heisman Trophy ceremony. Enter the Nissan Heisman House sweepstakes. Take on today. Nissan, proud supporter of college athletics.
No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited. Ends 12/8/17. Open to residents of USDC 18 and older. Official rules at NissanUSA.com/Heisman House sweepstakes. Sponsored by Nissan North America.
It's our final segment this week of Tempo Talk with Chad Morris. I'm Rich Phillips, with the head coach of the SMU Mustangs. We're here at Ozona Grill and Bar every Monday night from 7 until 8 and on 770 KAAM, talking SMU football and getting ready for the upcoming opponent. And we have our final segment every week, the Keys to Success, brought to you by Nissan. A win for your team is a win for you, too. There's nothing quite like it except driving a Nissan. Visit ChooseNissan.com and take on today. Nissan, proud supporter of college athletics. 3 o'clock Saturday afternoon, SMU and Cincinnati will kick off with the Mustangs on the road. Coach, what are those keys to success this week?
Well, before we get into that, I do want to thank everybody for coming out. I know we got some that have been here from the start and continue to show up every Monday night. Palm and Cheer Squad, thank you, ladies, for coming out. I really do. We really appreciate your support. Appreciate y'all coming out on this Monday night in what is going to be a great SMU football season, and we got the best is yet to come. So I'm excited about that. These guys are really excited about getting back out on the field, and really need your support. If you get a chance to come up to Cincinnati, that would be a great addition for us. And but if not, then I know you'll be tuning in. But really, there's 3 things, Rich, that we've hit on in all of our segments here. One, we've got to tackle better, and we got to have more consistency at linebacker and our DBs, and I really have challenged those guys, but just to be more consistent in your play. You don't have to be perfect, because you're not going to be perfect. Just more consistency, And you'll see that this week. These guys are ready to get back out there. And again, and I've talked about Jordan Wyatt. Jordan being that vocal leader. I've really challenged him. He's playing as well as anybody in the country. Now I need you to be that vocal leader that's going to help everybody out. The second thing we got to do is we've been one of the best red zone offenses in all of college football over the last 6 weeks or 5 weeks, 5 of the 6 weeks, and we've got to be able to when we get in the red zone, we got to score touchdowns. And then from a special team standpoint, and I've said it and I say it every week, you can't leave points on the field. You got to maximize your opportunities. And when you have a chance to flip the game or change a field position, you got to be able to capitalize on that. And you got to work all three phases: your offense, your defense, your special teams have got to mend and work together. And to do that, it's 9 units, 10 units strong is what we call it, to count our special teams. And we need each unit to our standard, and our standard at SMU is best, and that's all I can ask of these players.
You've mentioned a couple of times here this evening, you've challenged Jordan White to be more of a vocal leader on that side of the ball. Is that part of his nature, do you think, or is that trying to get him out of his shell a little bit more?
No, it is. It is part of him, and because I've seen it, and I've seen where he started 34 months ago into where he is right now. And he's worked really hard to get to this point. He's part of our leadership committee and a great leader for us. Now we need him to be a vocal leader. And sometimes being a vocal leader means you got to stand up and you got to say some things that may not make you real popular. And that's okay. Because if your head coach is supporting you, you got plenty of time to stand up and talk about it and to say, hey, look, we got to have guys, for us to get to where we want to get to, we got to have guys step up and they got to elevate their game and their consistency. And that's what he'll do that. There's no doubt about that. He'll do it.
Can that be one of the biggest hurdles for a young guy who's 18 to 22 years old, is to speak up and say things that may make him unpopular?
Well, it would if you weren't playing well.
Uh-huh.
But if you're playing well and your play can back it up, everybody will listen to you.
The Mustangs looking for their first road win of the season Saturday as well. You told me earlier in the show, though, you're not concerned about the way your team's played on the road.
I'm not. No, not at all. I'm more concerned just about focusing on what is going to be our best day tomorrow, and then Wednesday. Then we'll move this thing into Saturday. And, hey, look, it's still a 100-yard field. We're going to go up there and we're going to go play. Our guys just got to be more consistent in how we approach our play.
During the bye week, you talked about you got to see some of your younger guys too, as you get some of your high snap guys a little bit more rest throughout the week. Did you see anybody that flashed at you a little bit from the young guys?
Yeah, again, some guys that we're redshirting right now have had a good week, and again, it was good to see the production level of Alex Honey kind of step up a little bit there. Shane Haley is a guy that really needs to come on, being a true freshman, and so we'll see that. Delano Robinson's another one. That these guys have got some really good reps this past week.
It's good that you're redshirting guys, though, right? That's
the
plan.
Yeah, it is. It is.
All right, Coach, we appreciate it. We'll be back here next Monday night from 7 to 8 here at Ozona Grill and Bar. Hopefully we're talking about another SMU win. The Mustangs 4-2. They go on the road this Saturday afternoon. 3 o'clock kick at Cincinnati, and then be back at Ford Stadium a week from Friday, October 27th, when SMU will take on Tulsa. Thanks again to everybody coming out here tonight at Ozona. We'll see you next week for Tempo Talk with Chad Morris.
On the Mustang Sports Network from Learfield. Live from Ozona Grill and Bar on Greenville Avenue, Tempo Talk with Chad Morris has been brought to you by the Lyle School of Engineering, offering master's programs through on-campus and distance education options. Visit lyle.smu.edu. BMW. Test drive one at your local Dallas-Fort Worth BMW centers and take advantage of exclusive offers. Ozona Grill and Bar on Greenville Avenue. Find your comfort zone. Credit Union of Texas. Be a part of something unexpected. CUTX.org. Experience more. Also by Ruthie's Rolling Cafe. Voted the best grilled cheese in Texas. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation on the Mustangs Sports Network.